how would we know which part of the Bible is being tampered with?
You would know when you wake up. When you're able to see, you would know. Right now, you can't see.
Is there?
You're still
a
sitting
way?
by the pool of water, trying to jump into the water, thinking that that's going to cause you to see, but it won't. Or cause you to walk,
right.
but it won't. Because you're blind, man. You've studied all your life. You think you're seeking God, and you're not. You're worshiping the devil. Howard, thank you for calling, and thanks for holding. You're on the air.
Yes. Hi, Mr. Peterson. How are you?
All is well, sir. How are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Good.
Yes. Sometimes you quote the Bible, but you don't. You think that the Bible has been tampered with. I think you're right. You've been translated over time. But God said that He would preserve His word. So if God wants to preserve His word, He can, right?
It is preserved.
He did preserve, yes. So there should be a copy
it's not
out there.
Preserved in the Bible.
What do you mean? Where is it preserved?
In your heart.
Right. I heard you said that too. But
do you doubt that?
No, because it's the kingdom is within. Yes, I understand when you said that, but also that to me, right, the kingdom is like a treasure, right, and the Bible is like a map. So without the map, I don't think we can truly. I mean, we could like, hey, maybe it's right there, maybe it's over there, but with the map, we can know for sure. And you don't believe that Jesus is God, right?
So what?
You don't believe that Jesus is God?
No, He is the Son of the Father.
Right, but
and you mentioned the map. The map leads back to the treasure, and the treasure is in the heart. And if you never had the map, you still can find the treasure without the map.
If Jesus didn't come and die for us, would we know how to get back to the Father?
If he had not made the sacrifice, there would be no way back to the Father.
Exactly. Yes. Okay, I agree with that too. But my whole life, right? I just put that Jesus is God, Son of God, and the Holy Spirit is just like a spirit we cannot see, and God is a spirit. But somehow you mentioned that's three in one. And I listened to you, and you don't agree with that. But now, last time I called...
Do you believe Jesus is God or the Son of God?
Both.
And how can He be both?
God can be anything He wants, sir.
How can Jesus be both?
Well, the last time I called, right, and you told me that Jesus didn't claim to be God, and I agreed. And I told you that Jesus didn't claim to be not God either, and you agreed, right?
He didn't say that He was God, and He didn't say that he said that He wasn't God. He said that He's the Son of God. And I remember you calling now, and you said that, well, when they accused Him of being God, He didn't say that He wasn't. And because He didn't say that He wasn't, you have assumed that He was. And you don't see that your assumptions is from the devil.
Sir, you also assume that He's not God.
You don't. Why you don't see that your assumption based on the fact He didn't say He was God? I mean, not God. The devil told you He is God, and you believe it. Would you agree that? Why don't you see that you are assuming that?
But would you agree with me that you're assuming also?
No. You didn't tell me yet. Why you not agreeing that? Why you don't see that? You said because He didn't say He wasn't. That means He was. That doesn't even make sense.
Right, but my
why don't you see that it's just an assumption that the devil has given you?
You could be that could be saying to you.
No. I'm asking you. Why don't you see that?
No. Okay. Because who can forgive sin?
No.
Mr.
Why
Peterson?
don't you see that the fact that He didn't say He was, you said that made Him God.
No.
Why don't you see? Why don't you see that silly?
I don't. As Christian, right, or a Catholic, actually, you always thought that, Jesus, God, Son of God, and, the devil could have put that in there. I don't doubt that, because the devil is the greatest enemy, right? He's never asleep. He's just like a lion roaring, going around. Whoever's weak,
he's living in your living in your head. He getting free rent in your imagination.
Yes, you said all thoughts, all lies, all the time.
Right.
Last time I called you, right, and then a couple of hours later, my niece called me, and she needs to forgive her dad and mom. I know her, right, and she was mad at her job, and she was like this and that. And in my mind, in that instant, I remember that you told other people, it's like you got to forgive your mom, your dad, and your life will be nice. And in that moment, I was gonna tell her, and then I was like, wait, what if this dies from the devil? So it stopped me from saying that. So if I did say that would help her, wouldn't it?
If she wanted to help, yeah.
No. If that's the truth. If
you had told her to forgive and she wanted to overcome the fallen state, it would definitely help her to forgive. That's the first step to overcome the fallen state.
Yes, but I didn't do that because you said that all thoughts, all lies, all the time from the devil.
And that's why you didn't tell her to forgive?
Because I
and so when that came to you, the devil told you, "Oh, don't say that because all thoughts are all lies."
I never thought about it that way until I listened to you. All thoughts are lies, and there is some truth. There's so much truth in it. Most of my thoughts are from the devil, not from the devil, but in the Bible even says
they're from the devil, buddy. Give the devil the credit due.
See, I think you give the devil too much credit. He was created.
Let me ask you something, Howard.
Yes.
When Jesus says he does nothing on his own, but it's the Father that's in him, was he talking about himself or was he talking about God?
About God, but the Father, yes.
And so if he was God, why would he say, of myself I do nothing?
He's the Word that became
No, you're not answering that. Why did he say it's not me, but it's my Father? If he was the Father, he would just say, yeah, I'm doing this, man. What the?
Yes, he should have, right? But he didn't.
Why you say he didn't say it's me? He said it's my Father.
Well,
and he said the same thing you could do as I'm doing because of my Father. He didn't say because he didn't say because of me.
Right. Somehow I think there's like there are roles in the Godhead or something like that.
And why do you think that?
Because like
you believe in your thoughts again.
Well, all these thoughts are from you collect from the people or the elders, the people that know stuff.
And that's why you're suffering. That's why you're lost. You have collected it from the elders and from people who think that they know and they don't.
Right, but you don't
see it. You don't see it for yourself.
Yes, Mr. Peterson, who can forgive sin?
Who can forgive sin?
Yes.
Only God.
Thank you. And Jesus forgives sin.
And I do too. And once your heart is changed, you will too, because you will never judge again.
No, sir. He said that.
You think that you would still judge people if you are? Jesus didn't say he forgives the sins anyway. He said that your sins are forgiven. Your Father forgive you. He didn't say I forgive you. He said your Father forgive you. Right?
Right, but the other voice said that.
See, you're so busy thinking you won't even let common sense sink in.
Okay, do explain, please.
You're so into your intellect, and the devil won't let the truth. You won't relax and let the truth just flow in through you. The devil has got you thinking one thought after another one, after another one, after another one, quoting the scriptures to you, that you won't even allow the truth to enter in because you have believed the intellect, which is of your father, the devil. You won't relax and let the truth take over.
Well, I'm trying. Well, yes, my whole life, right?
Right.
That's the most important thing. It's look to the true God.
It's not the most important thing. It's the least important thing.
How is that, sir?
Because if it was the most important thing, you would let go.
Well, you know how they said before the sunrise, maybe the darkest
There you go
hour.
with another intellectual thought of
it's the way I'm
what
trying to.
they said. Isn't
yes,
it interesting that you misinterpret Jesus the same way the Pharisees misinterpret Jesus? One called Jesus a blasphemer, and the other called Jesus God, and both are wrong.
Why did they call him a blasphemer?
No. Did you see that? You're doing the same thing? All you're doing is going to another thought.
Okay, how would I carry a conversation if I don't carry your next thought and talking to you?
By avoiding the thoughts and just let the words come.
Before the words come, the thought have to come in my mind.
No.
Okay, I can see that. Yes. Okay. Yeah, one time on your show, you were saying that this man, he was born blind, and then now he sees. But the way I understand it, you was like he was spiritually awakened. Like, I was blind, now I see.
He was spiritually awakened, yes.
But no, he was born blind. He was physically blind, not spiritually blind, sir.
But it was the spirit that woke up first that caused him to see.
Right, but on your show, because right before that, you were explaining to the other gentleman what awakened you from the inside, and then you quote that Bible verse, and then I was like, wait, that it's not the same. Okay, because the guy was born physically blind because mom and dad was like, oh yeah, he was born blind, but now he see. I don't know why. You can ask him. He's a grown man, right? So he's not spiritually, he's physically blind. So Jesus can actually cure the blind, like the lepers and all of that, right? And he did say that the power of the Father, but I just can't get around my head that because Jesus or the Bible. Now, there's so many things in my head.
Yeah, because you listen to the devil. You're intellectual, and the intellect is evil, and you've held on to knowledge of good and evil, and now you're lost. You won't let it go. You hold on to it for dear life, and you don't know that you're blinded by the knowledge.
So how would we know which part of the Bible is being tampered with?
You would know when you wake up. When you're able to see, you would know. Right now, you can't see. You're still sitting by the pool of water, trying to jump into the water, thinking that that's going to cause you to see, but it won't. Or cause you to walk, but it won't. Because you're blind, man. You've studied all your life. You think you're seeking God, and you're not. You're worshiping the devil. All of your ideas are from your father, the devil. None of your ideas about God and anything else is true.
But sometimes you have a good thought.
No, you don't. You have never in your whole born days, and you never will, have a good thought. No such thing as a good thought. Give me an example of a good thought you have had.
Well, like I'll be working and then thinking about my family member and then what they need. And then I would, try to provide that.
And why do you call that a good thought?
Well, that's doing good for somebody, ain't it?
Why do you call that a good thought?
It's not evil.
What's good about that?
Helping for the next day, or otherwise they would have died, or something, or not died, but otherwise they would have. If they live longer, maybe they see the truth before they die. If they die without the truth, don't they go to hell?
So what's good about you thinking about that?
that's all I got. I don't know how to explain anymore. But,
And you said if they don't eat, they'll die and go to hell?
no, I'm afraid that for anybody, if they die without God, where would they go?
They're already in hell without God as they live. Anyone that lives in their imagination, anyone that believes thoughts are living in hell.
But is there a hell afterwards?
And they call it Jesus. They call him God. You say, but is there what?
Is there a hell afterwards? After we die.
I wouldn't even think about that. Think about living. Because
to think about just temporarily.
To think about hell after you die is just another thought. And
but if it's true, then
the devil give you the thoughts about hell, and then he attach all the meanings to it, and you think that what you're thinking is true. Why? It's just another thought. And then now you're afraid, and you don't want to go to hell, and now you're praying to the Lord, please save me, so I don't go to hell, and you're still living in hell. All based on a thought. You're wishing for the devil, and you're praying to the devil not to go to hell. You believe the devil about hell, and you're just wishing the devil. It's just a thought. Don't hold on to it.
Right, but see, if the Bible has been okay, my problem is with the Bible. God said He will preserve His word. The word will pass away, but my words will stand forever.
That's right. Yes,
that's right.
But
so,
you think He's talking about the Bible though?
I think so, because He said that. Well, yeah, Jesus became the Word became flesh. But the Bible, right? So we have historical proof, right? The Bible is credible. Now,
and what made the Bible credible?
Because it's true and it's relevant.
What made the Bible credible?
Because if people still, digging up like archaeologists in Israel or somewhere, right? They can find, stuff, and that would prove that the Bible did happen.
What made the Bible credible? Yes, it did happen, but what make it credible?
Because it's from God.
How do you know that?
It has to be from God because it's.
How do you know that?
Because Jesus said it.
Did He tell you that?
He said it in the Bible.
Did He tell you?
No.
So how do you know it's credible?
All the preachers, everybody that's trying to teach or to show people how to get back to the light is using the Bible. Sometimes they use different versions.
And if you notice, they use the Bible to show you how to get back to the light, and nobody get back to the light. The preachers are not in the light, and everyone they teach the Bible to never make it to the light.
Yeah, because they read it, but they don't really. Because sometimes how crazy that like 3 people read the same paragraph and come out with a different conclusion.
Because they're worshiping the devil. The devil's interpreting it for them. They think it's from them.
Right, but then so with all the technology that we have now, right, Mr. Peterson?
Yes.
Can we preserve something? Can we take a look at something and say it's authentic, or it's made up, or it's been tampered with? The ink is not right. The paper is not correct. Can we do that?
Right, but the ability to do that is a gift from God. It's not you doing that. It's a gift from God.
We can't. Right, we can't do it because God said, "I will preserve my word." That means that
it is reserved inside of you. It's preserved inside of you.
He didn't say that. He should have said that. And
did He say it was preserved in the Bible?
He just said that He would preserve His word. I would imagine that in the Bible.
You said He didn't say that about the heart. Did He say that if I'm preserving it in the Bible?
No, He didn't say that exact word.
So how did you come up with that then?
Well, listening to this theologian, right? He said the Bible it's
and that's why you're suffering. You listen to the Pharisees.
No. I'm listening. Let's say if I don't know math.
Let no man teach you.
The last caller just called you and said, you're teaching with a silent prayer.
No,
it's not about teaching.
I point them to the prayer so they can let go, and then the Holy Spirit. It's not me at all. I'm just pointing them to the source.
Yes, sir. But did you see how other people look at it?
But I can't help how other people look at it.
Exactly.
It's
yes.
not my. I can't. But he understood that it was the fact that he finally did the silent prayer. He was able to let go, and he was able to see. He didn't give me credit for that. He was just grateful that I told him about it. But he didn't make me God. I'm not his idol. No. But you're making the theologians and the Bible your God.
No. I just look at them and okay, they know something. They point me the way. Okay, you point me that way.
They don't know anything.